Some nights are meant to be shared, exciting, consensual. This one wasn't. One man's confidence, a few too many drinks, and suddenly, the careful balance we built together vanished. How do you process a night that wasn't planned, agreed on, or fully understood? There are moments in life that leave a permanent mark, not because of the event alone, but because of the confusion, shock, and emotional chaos that follow. This night, the one my wife and I walked into thinking we were prepared for, became exactly that kind of moment. And the more I replay it, the more I realize how every detail, every glance, every drink, every misread signal led us closer to a situation neither of us truly wanted. We have been discussing the idea for a while, not out of boredom or resentment, but out of curiosity. Our relationship was strong, but like many couples who have been together for years, we wanted something different, something shared, something exciting, something we could control as a team. We had rules, boundaries, agreements. Everything was supposed to be mutual, equal, and intentional. But intentions don't matter when control slips out of your hands. We originally wanted another couple. That felt right, balanced, safe. But no couples responded, only men. And we ignored most of them, too pushy, too aggressive, too strange. Until one guy messaged and something about him seemed normal. My wife showed me his profile like she was waiting for my reaction. I didn't love the idea, but I also didn't see any harm in meeting him publicly, talking, seeing if he matched his messages. I didn't know then that this decision would unravel everything we thought we had under control. When we met him that night, at the bar, he walked in with the confidence of someone who expected to be welcomed. He shook my hand firmly, smiled at my wife like he was already familiar with her, and sat down like he owned the space. I tried to stay neutral, but something felt slightly off. Not enough to alarm me, but enough to keep me cautious. Then came the drinks. He ordered me one before I even had time to refuse, then another, and another. My wife wasn't drinking. She was the driver, the responsible one, the grounded presence in the room. I was supposed to drink moderately. Instead, every time I finished one, a new shot or cocktail magically appeared in front of me. I thought he was trying to loosen the tension between strangers, but as the drinks kept coming, I realized he wasn't trying to loosen me, he was trying to weaken me. I should have paid more attention to the fact that he never offered my wife a single drink. Not one. Only me. And whenever I tried to wave off the next glass, he insisted. Come on, bro, relax. Trust me, you'll have more fun. You're too tense. Let me help you loosen up. It was friendly enough to dismiss, but firm enough to notice in hindsight. By the time we left the bar, the world felt slow and fuzzy, like someone had wrapped sound in a blanket. My wife's hand stayed on my shoulder, guiding me, steadying me. She kept asking if I felt okay. I insisted I did. I was wrong. He followed us back to the hotel in his car, his headlights trailing us all the way. He didn't text, didn't ask if we were still on board. He just followed, like the night belonged to him now. Inside the hotel room, everything shifted instantly. The moment the door shut, his entire energy changed. No more friendly charm, no more easing into things, no more pretending this was mutual exploration. He moved toward my wife with a boldness that wasn't confidence anymore. It was assumption, like he expected the night to belong to him. My wife sat on the bed, trying to slow things down, trying to keep things connected between us. But he wasn't matching that energy. He acted like he had been waiting all night for this exact moment, and now that he had it, he wasn't going to waste a second. I tried to stay present. I tried to participate. I tried to bring the connection back to what we agreed. But I wasn't myself. Not physically, not mentally, not emotionally. My mind was muddy, my reactions slow, my words heavy. I kept trying to speak, but everything came out delayed, like my thoughts were underwater. I remember moments clearly, the few seconds where the fog parted, and I became aware of how quickly things were escalating without me. I would try to pull attention back to us, back to the plan, back to the agreement that everything had to be equal, shared, mutual. But every time I regained a little control, he would take it back instantly. He dominated the pace, he controlled the energy, he positioned himself like he was directing the night, not participating in it. And the worst part is that I couldn't stop it. I couldn't think clearly, I couldn't speak clearly, I couldn't act. The more I fell behind, the more he pushed forward. At one point, I realized I wasn't participating at all. I was watching. Not by choice, but because I simply couldn't keep up. He wasn't aggressive with her, but he was overpowering the situation. And my wife, caught between trying to keep us connected and trying not to make the atmosphere awkward, got swept into a rhythm neither of us agreed to. She didn't want to exclude me. She didn't plan to ignore our rules. She didn't even realize how impaired I had become. But he did. And he used it. By the time everything stopped, the room felt heavy with confusion. He acted like nothing unusual had happened, as if the night unfolded exactly how he intended. He dressed casually, almost bored, and walked out without looking back. No guilt, no hesitation, no awareness of the emotional mess he left behind. My wife sat at the edge of the bed, wrapped in a blanket, breathing unevenly. Her eyes looked distant, like she was replaying the night frame by frame, trying to understand how things derailed so fast. She kept whispering apologies, trying to take responsibility for moments she didn't fully process. I didn't realize. I thought you were okay. I didn't know how drunk you were. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for it to go like that. And all I could do was sit on the floor with my head in my hands, trying to piece together the night through a blurry haze of fragmented memories. I wasn't angry at her. I wasn't angry at myself. I felt violated by the situation. Not physically, but emotionally. He saw vulnerability. He saw imbalance. He saw an opening. And he stepped into it with intention. What hurts the most is not jealousy, not betrayal, not the act itself. It's the loss of control. The broken boundaries, the imbalance of power. The fact that the night turned into something none of us actually agreed on, even her. We walked into the evening as a team, but somewhere between his manipulative confidence and my intoxication, we stopped being a team at all. Now I'm left with a memory I can't categorize. Not cheating, not assault, not an affair, not consensual in the way we intended. It sits in a gray area that has no name. A night that spiraled because the wrong man saw an opportunity and took it. And the fallout is something I'm still trying to understand. Have you ever experienced a moment where control slipped through your fingers? Share your story, or read how others navigated the fine line between curiosity and chaos.